Hi, Chris here. And do your hands always seem to get super cold just about every time you go out and try to ride your bike? I know I try to ride all year long, and when it gets really cold out, my hands can get super cold. Now I've tried all sorts of cycling gloves, from like merino wool kind of gloves, thicker merino wool gloves, those don't work. I even got these like really fancy, expensive winter riding gloves. I think I used them like one time and my hands totally froze, and that was a total waste. What I've also tried is just using full-on like ski gloves. And while these can definitely keep your hands warm, they also sometimes keep them too warm and they get all kind of hot and muggy inside. And it also just makes it really hard to operate your bike when your hand's in one of these things, because they don't really move all that well. So I don't like using these either. So I'd like to give a big shout out to my Uncle Dan, who turned me on to the fishing world, and they have these really nice convertible mittens that are super great for riding your bike. If you like keeping your hands warm, please like this video. Help spread it to more people so that they can learn about these cool convertible gloves. If you like learning more about cool new products and e-bikes and know more about your bike so you can pedal with power, please subscribe to the channel. I'll keep putting out videos just like this. The first one that I've been using a whole bunch is the Manzella fleece convertible glove. So this is the one that I use for super cold riding temperatures. It's really nice. It's actually a fingerless glove that you can tuck your thumb in and over. And then it has this nice flap on the top that folds over all your fingers and converts into a mitten. So this thing, I can ride this glove down into like the teens, the 20s, even the 30s. Once it gets pretty much out of the 30s, this glove actually is a little bit too warm. But if you do have like really cold hands and just want to keep your hands warm, I highly recommend this Manzella fleece glove. I will leave a link in the description below for this guy right here. So here's a closer look of how this fleece Manzella convertible glove works. So this is the Manzella fleece convertible glove, and you can see from this one, I've had this one for a little over 2 years now, so it's starting to get pretty worn out. I've had to kind of even re-sew this a little bit here, but I still use these even to this day. This glove is the one that I use when it's super cold out. You can see on the back here, when you fold this mitten part over, there's this Velcro that holds it back. Over the years, the Velcro hasn't worked too good. It's kind of got some fuzz and stuff in it, but it still works fine. Even if it doesn't completely Velcro up, when it's on the bike, it usually will just kind of flip back and hold itself there while you're holding it on the handlebars. What's great about having these be convertible like this is that sometimes when you have it all completely wrapped up and you're riding for a while, your hands can get a little too warm in this. It's that good of a glove. But you can just flop these over and kind of air your fingers out a little bit as you're riding until those start to get too cold again. And then just flop this back over and tuck it in, and you're all nice and toasty. Another thing that's great about being able to flip this over is if you need to stop and use your phone. I like to take a lot of pictures while I'm riding, so it's real easy to just kind of flop a finger out and you can use your phone that way. If it's super cold too, what you can do is actually just kind of sneak your thumb out of the thumb hole, and then you can use your phone this way. So it's really great. Keeps your hands nice and warm and toasty. What you can also do is, if you need even extra warmth, you can use these hot hands, and these are those little things that you kind of break and shake up and they get all nice and warm. And you can stuff one into the mitten here, and then you can ride with the hot hands, keeping yourself all super nice and toasty. And I'll leave a link in the description below to these things too. They're pretty sweet to have. You really only need these if it's really super cold out. So that's the Manzella fleece convertible glove. Highly recommend these if you just really want to keep your hands super duper warm. They're awesome. The other convertible glove that I found is the Palmetto ice fishing glove. I really like this one. This one's not quite as warm as the Manzella fleece one. So this is the one I like to use if it's probably about upper 30s to 50s. And this is made out of some really nice material. It's a little bit more water resistant. I'll leave a link in the description below on how you can get the Palmetto ice fishing glove. Really, really like this thing. And now I'll go and show you some more fine detail of what this glove can do. So this is the Palmetto ice fishing glove, and this one's a little bit more water resistant than the Manzella fleece glove. The Manzella glove is not really water resistant at all. If it's raining, this Manzella glove is just not a great glove. It's just made out of fleece. It'll get pretty wet. But this guy here, the Palmetto ice fishing glove, is definitely a bit more water resistant. I probably wouldn't ride for a super long time in a heavy downpour, but it's a lot more water resistant than the Manzella. The things I like about this one is it has this kind of nice, soft, orangey material inside that's just super comfy. And then when you have it on, this back part, the mitten part, there's these magnets. If you can see those, they're kind of hidden magnets, and when you flip this back, the magnets are actually what's holding this from and keeping it from flopping back over. And the thumb one actually has its own little magnet too. There's magnets there when you flip the thumb back, so it really stays open nicely. And it's just great. I use this one pretty much from about the high 30s up to about the 50s or so. Anything warmer than that and it's kind of too warm of a glove, even with the fingerless. You can use a lighter glove at that point. I really like this one. You can see in some of my videos I'm usually wearing either this glove or the Manzella fleece glove because I've been doing most of these videos in the winter. I'll start changing them as it gets warmer. This thing's great. And one other cool feature with the Palmetto ice fishing glove is that it actually has a little pocket up here by your wrist. If you can see that pocket there, and you can use one of these hot hands warmers and you can slip it down in there in the wrist part. And if you need to, you can slip another one of the hot hands into the mitten part too if it's really, really cold out. And then you can keep your hand nice and toasty. So you can see it kind of has this slightly textured material under here. Just super well made, especially for the cost. Really like these gloves and I use them a ton. Hopefully one of the two of these, you can get your hands and keep them nice and warm on those colder days. So hopefully now you can decide if you think maybe the Manzella fleece glove or the Palmetto ice fishing glove might solve your cold hand problems. I know that they've worked great for me and I ride with these all the time. I've also found these Trailheads Power Stretch convertible mittens that are women specific, and I'll leave a link in the description below to those. I have not personally tried those just because they're gloves made specifically for women, but after reading a bunch of the reviews and looking over them thoroughly, I would say that they're gonna be a very close fit to one of these guys also. I will be doing another video once it warms up, going over some warm weather gloves. I like riding with gloves a whole lot because I ride a lot and it helps protect your hands. And I do a lot of mechanical work. It's always good to keep your hands nice and warm and toasty and safe and sound. So thanks for watching this video. Just wanted to let you know, I think we just got to 500 subscribers, so I really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that's subscribed. Hope you're enjoying these videos, and I'm gonna try to keep putting out the best content that I can. I have a few more cool, interesting little things that I found along the way that I think you're gonna find extremely helpful, and hopefully it'll allow you to pedal with power.